covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
Didn't sit down 5 damage inspectors, all 4 of our Magalia hand crews.
We look live now over the Palisades fires. Dozens of local firefighters from our end of the state rushed down to battle those deadly flames. Plus, bird flu is discovered at a Butte County farm. What you need to know. But first, I'll take you live to the scene of an outbuilding fire as police investigate what might be the cause of this incident. Chico Fire rushed out to Rockin' M Drive just before 3 this afternoon, where an outbuilding and RV fire was underway. And we actually heard the sirens right here from our station here in North Chico. Action News Now reporter Margot Rowe went out to the scene to check it out for us. So Margot, what have you learned since we last checked in with you?
Alan, the cause of the fire is still under investigation. I've checked in with the IC and with Chico Police. They reported earlier that a car was seen speeding off away from the fire after it was reported. They haven't caught anyone from what they've told me, and that this is under investigation, but they cannot determine if it is arson or not. Now, Chico Fire is they're actually about to back out here and leave, but this is what the scene looked like earlier when I arrived. The building was right next to an RV, and the outbuilding and the RV both were completely lost in the fire. There was nothing really left. But crews were out here since around 2:43 when they were dispatched. There were no injuries, and during their overhaul process and trying to eliminate the hot spots and look for anybody inside, they didn't find anybody inside as well. Now, they are wrapping up here behind me here, but I am going to be keeping tabs with Chico Fire and with Chico PD to see if there is possibly any more and what they can determine as the cause. The IC told me that there was a lot of different variants inside the building, such as wires, propane tanks, gas tanks, so they couldn't really determine the point of origin of the fire right now, but they are once again wrapping up here, getting ready to leave the scene, and we'll obviously keep tabs on this fire as we start to learn more in terms of the investigation. Reporting live in Chico, I'm Margot Rowe for Action News Now.
Okay, thanks for that update, Margot. If you know anything, if you saw anything about this fire or regarding the fire, you're asked to call police. New at 6, a Forbes-town man who killed his grandmother will spend 25 years to life in prison. We told you in November when Kenneth Lewis pled no contest to the killing. Now, Butte County District Attorney Mike Ramsey says Lewis admitted to beating his grandmother, Violet McGregor, to death in January of last year. This is a live look right now over the Los Angeles area's wildfires surround thousands of homes and businesses. The Eaton fire to the eastern foothills in Los Angeles County is being blamed for killing 5 people. Firefighters from our area have made their way down there. More are on their way south to help protect lives. Action News Now reporter Sade Pullen spoke with crews today. So Sade, what are they doing to help?
So, Alan, the Butte County Cal Fire Strike Team worked throughout the night, they tell me. They said that they were doing structured defense and pulling double shifts to help with containment of the fire. Dan Collins, the public information officer, tells me that 5 fire engines, which is type 3 fire engine, and 5 damage inspectors, 3 fire line supervisors, and 17 personnel on board were sent. He also says that 4 Magalia hand crews left for LA at 2 p.m. this afternoon.
So our strike team has been down there for about 3 days, and they were pre-positioned or staged in the San Bernardino area, and were dispatched last night immediately when that kicked off in LA County.
The Shasta Trinity unit is also lending a helping hand as well. Jas Shaw, the public information officer, tells me that the department has 2 strike teams down there, which consist of 5 engines per strike team and 4 crews per team. She says that they are more so focusing on the Palisades fire. Now, Shaw tells me that the first strike team left last night, and she tells me that the second strike team left this afternoon to head down to LA County. Reporting live in Chico, I'm Sade Pullen with Action News Now.
Thank you, Sade. And CAL FIRE Tehama Glen unit sent a helicopter as well, also 1 engine and 3 crews. Redding, Chico, and Willows fire departments also are sending firefighters down south to help. Seeing wildfires surge even hundreds of miles away, it brings back some traumatic memories for local fire survivors. Action News Now reporter Camille Acevedo spoke with the mayor of Paradise, Steve Crowder, about the memories these fires bring back.
I'm Camille Acevedo, and I am here with Paradise Town Mayor Steve Crowder. Steve, there's a lot of stuff happening down in Southern California, LA County, several fires wrapping through the area. You are a Camp Fire survivor. You are the mayor of the town of Paradise that went through the Camp Fire in 2018. Watching all this unfold, how does this bring back any horrific memories for you?
It does. It brings back the most horrific day of my life, and it also breaks my heart looking at what everybody's going through down there and knowing, the challenges. They'll rebuild, but it isn't easy, it isn't quick, and it sure isn't fun. But they will get through. But just knowing what they have to go through, I mean, my heart just goes out to them. And I have reached out to the board chair of Altadena and offered any assistance personally that I could give, or any that they could use from the town of Paradise, because unfortunately we do have a lot of expertise to give, and if we can do that and that helps them in some way, that makes us feel that some good came out of what we went through.
And let me ask you one more question, Steve. Do you have any connection out there in LA County right now, by any chance?
So my wife's daughter lived in Altadena, and we spoke to her this morning, and we know she's safe, but we just found out a few minutes ago that she did lose her home, and unfortunately, she's got that to go through.
Well, at last check, the Palisades fire is more than 15,800 acres in size. The Eaton fire, 10,600 acres. And a heads up, if you saw smoke in Red Bluff, it was likely from pile burns. Red Bluff Fire Department carried out multiple pile burns in the area today of the Warwick Underpass along Aloha Street. The work continues tomorrow. Now, let's get our first check of the forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon.
We're looking still at Southern California where the conditions are still dire, Alan. Now, they are getting a little bit better, but a little bit is not going to help at the moment. We need things to be a lot better. Here's a bunch of the fire spots. Let me show you the humidity levels now, as well as the winds. So the green are the moisture levels, the relative humidity. In the white, we have the winds. These gusts are coming down. Remember, they were 60, 70, 80 mile per hour wind gusts. They are starting to weaken as those storms are pulling further away and not interacting with the high pressure system. But here's a look at the gusts. So, okay, they're coming down. Now, as we get closer to Friday, that will be their best scenario. And I'm just talking, remember, there's many criteria. The winds are improving, but now we need moisture, and that's not looking to be on the way. They're still very, very dry, and everything is burning. But we'll talk more about Southern California as well as what's going on in our neck of the woods in a little bit, Alan.
Thanks, Howie. Public Health just received a commercial upland game bird farm in Butte County. They actually detected bird flu in its flock in December. The state FDA notified the farm on December 31st and required the farm to immediately stop selling birds. And Public Health says all birds on the property will be euthanized to prevent the spread of the disease. The state Food and Drug Administration says that the farm does not sell birds to the public. They breed birds to sell to hunting clubs. Butte County Public Health is welcoming a new public health officer. He is Dr. Jarrett Bowden. He is trained in public health, but most recently worked as a family physician at UC Davis. He told Action News Now today that improving access to health care is a priority for the health department right now, but also bird flu is a priority.
I think the most topical thing right now that we are all thinking about is this bird flu, avian flu, or H5N1. It's luckily, it is not spreading between humans right now, but it's something that we're kind of concerned about. We're kind of keeping an eye on. And so that's kind of been taking most of our attention in the past couple of days.
Dr. Bowden said he's very impressed with the Butte County Health Department and how hard everyone's working, and says he doesn't expect to make any major changes. A 13-year-old is recovering after the Yuba County Sheriff's Office says someone shot this 13-year-old near the Super X Market in Marysville. Now, that happened on Friday. The deputies say they are investigating if this is gang-related. If you know anything, call the Yuba County Sheriff's Office. Now, if you frequent parts of the Sacramento River Trail, you may want to find a new walking spot this week. The whole section here in Redding that you see circled will be closed for repair and as well as car fire damage improvements. That will include replacement of damaged pavement, benches, and some fencing. And some say they already see a difference.
It looks really good on the north side over by Caldwell Park and over by the Keswick Dam. Everything looks like they're taking care of things. I don't see anything too out of place at all.
The city of Redding has invested more than $1 million to this project. The closure takes place 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. The project is expected to be finished by April 15th, and the city asks that you just avoid that area in the meantime. The future of Redding's sports park is on the table tonight. We'll have the latest on what's being discussed.
There's a lot of evidence, a lot of video evidence, hours and hours of it.
We'll hear from the attorney defending the suspect in the Bidwell Mansion arson in 2 minutes.